my god, your cat is so cute. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Olimoleague. How you doing there, Zombie Grub? Oh, she's like, no, Mom! Mom, no!
No.
Oh, she's coming! Oh, no! You goofed! You gave her too much love! Too much love!
Oh, no. Squeeze me, Nugget.
We got work to do, Nugget. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Does not just suck. No.
No. Question still stands. How you doing, Zombie Grub?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I woke up a while ago. You know.
Yeah, you mentioned you had coffee. I love Zombie Grub on coffee.
I mean, I usually
like,
in morning cast I have like half a cup of coffee, but yeah, today I was super cold, so I kept on having more.
I say nice. I found these Tim Hortons. I didn't know they made these, but they're like these, I don't know, ice cap, but like drink form things. They're actually pretty good. So I bought one or two of these because they got some caffeine in them.
Aren't
Way
ice caps
more
liquid?
Hmm?
Aren't they already liquid?
Well, it's not. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like a bottle of milk, you know, like.
Okay, all right.
Oh, your cat is being so cute. I can't even. Anyways, I'm not able to drink milk, just so you guys are aware.
Okay.
So this will end poorly, but I'm just gonna be delicious on the road to hell.
Well, at least you got that much going for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna be starting today off with GuMiho versus Zest. This was the most voted upon game, and both GuMiho and Zest are in game currently. So that's a good start for the day. That being said, if you haven't seen the awesome GIF action of the morning, mosey on over to twitter.com/BaseTradeTV and give that a good old retweet-erino. Share what's going on.
Bless you.
I muted myself. You just
I
sound
don't
like
care.
you're a crazy religious fanatic.
At least I'm apparently a polite one, although the just concept of saying bless you after a sneeze is dumb and stupid and
Yo, so
no one should do it.
for those who don't know, one of the folks who work at Corsair, the legit, aka Adam, he's in town, and we were hanging out this weekend, and we got Pokemon cards last night.
Oh my god.
So we bought 3 packs, one for each of us that was hanging out. Unfortunately, there's a 4th dude. I felt really bad. There's a 4th dude there, but they only sold 3 packs, and I didn't want to buy like a 6-pack, right? So I got 2 shiny cards. I got a Litwick. It's so pretty. But then what was funny was in each of the packs he gave to me and the girl we were with, we each got one of the like legendary Pokemon from like the box of the game, whereas he got like a fucking Ninetales or something.
Ninetales is pretty.
It sure is, yeah. No doubt about it. But it's not legendary. Also, Squirtle, can you fucking stick to the side of the box? Jesus, thank you. Anyways, yeah, today's gonna be the last cast before DreamHack Austin. I have some cool news. I don't remember if I told this yesterday on stream, but what with my flight getting fucked up and changed around, I had to book a new one, which has me now coming in on Thursday, whereas originally I was only coming in on Friday, so I get to see people a little bit more, which would be nice.
You did mention that, but it's always pleasant to hear again.
Well, it wasn't necessarily for you. I meant like for the people who are...
Well, you literally said, I forgot if I mentioned it yesterday. So
Yeah.
I told on stream, so I told you did.
Okay. Nice having my back.
You're welcome.
You got my
Someone's gotta have a memory.
back at the Wild Zoo. We were actually talking about this over dinner. I was like, I can't believe like this was a thing. And so we started talking about a lot of other like misheard or
Oh, did they
misconception
also
things.
think it was Wild Zoo or
No, none of them. Not a single
okay.
person thought it was Wild Zoo. I don't think you will find another person who's, unless they're lying to you to try and gain your favor, I don't think you'll find another person who's going to say Wild Zoo.
I mean, who do you think I learned it from?
Okay, your mother does not count in this instance.
I'm pretty sure it's my dad, my dad's side of the family, but they also like calling each other Poto, which is Japanese golf ball, or the Korean word for grape.
Oh, great to know. Good.
Grape to know.
Not what I said.
It's fun.
Okay, well, we're just trying to find out who's hosting the game now. I guess GuMiho and Zest are both here and actually online, so we'll know momentarily. Why do you have a hand cam? Yo, my hand has a lot of personality. You don't like seeing my hand? I don't like seeing your face in chat. Don't make me time you out. That's not gonna be cool. Have you seen? I've been going around to all my friends' channels, so like there's the check mark thing, right? And for those who haven't seen, with the new like Twitch verified badge, there's been some animosity. Some people have received it really well and thought, hey, that's pretty cool. And some people have been like, you're just like trying to show off in someone else's stream with that check mark and blah, blah, blah. So I've just been like waltzing into lobbies and I do like the /me, so you're emoting, and it's like unzips pants, flops, check mark onto table. Hello, everybody. So far, I've only had one person react poorly to it. The rest of my streamer friends were A-okay. They were like, that's hilarious. What channel is the Failfish from? That is a global emote, friend. So you're either a great troll or you don't know how Twitch works. Oh yeah, let me just make sure my settings are all... Yep.
Alive apparently isn't here.
Ooh,
bad boy.
That's actually, of all the people to no show, that's surprising to me, to be honest.
Right?
But all right, we're going to kick off the first game of the day. It's on Abyssal Reef. And, oh, I just realized all my Olimoleague logos are gone.
Oh, my Olimoleague.
Let me see if I can get those up. I'm not going to bother trying to hunt down the transition scene. That's going to be a headache. But I should have at least the logo from last time we did this. So let me do the intros first, guys. Then we'll get sorted with that after, because I'm not sure what the deal is. But this is a map where I wish we had some Zerg players today. Spawning here in the bottom right. He's Protoss. He's blue. He is none other than Zest.
In the top left is the Red Terran. He is Storm Gaming's GuMiho.
We have to restart the stream after this game.
Well, that sucks.
Would you like to guess why, though?
You broke it.
Technically correct. It is
it's
because
frozen?
it is in, for some reason, 720 at 30 FPS. And that for Rifkin is no bueno. I didn't just spend a bunch of money on a new computer so I could stream 4 years ago on Twitch TV, alright?
What? That's weird. Why would I just change that?
I know why, but I don't want to admit it. So, anyways, okay. We will, after this very first game, do a quick stream restart. The problem is, of course, there is a 2.5 minute delay. So, when we restart, the stream will be gone. But we won't start the next game without you guys. So you won't actually miss anything, and I hope you'll sit tight. And hope you'll sit dandy.
Why does it sit tight? I mean, sit still makes a little bit of sense.
Tighten your seat is like, yeah, it's like when you're bracing for impact, you know, you kind of
well, like, sit tight and tighten your seatbelt are two different, like, sayings.
I'm not talking about tightening your seatbelt though. You know, like when you're sitting in your seat, like right now, pretend you're gonna brace for an impact. You grab the sides of the arms of the chair, and your butt presses into the back, and you're trying to fill it up because you're sitting tight as you can to the seat.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
I think that's what you naturally do as a human being if you see like a crash coming. Unless you're just living a wild, dangerous, daredevil life, Zombie Grub.
I'm actually trying to think. Well, I think like our first instinct would be tuck our face, right? So our hands would usually go up to our face. Like if I see a crash incoming, I would protect my face.
Think like the plane's taking off.
Yeah. And they're like, we're gonna crash, everybody. Take your natural defensive position.
You know what? You think the phrase is wild zoo. What do you know anyways? Nothing, obviously.
That's a good point. Although actually, if you watch Sully, apparently that is what they tell people to do, is like... I was gonna say bend over, which is what they did, but it sounds... it sounds worse than it.
What are you
supposed to?
Here?
Anyways, what?
What are you referencing here?
Sully, the movie about the pilot that, like, you know, the birds flew with the airplane and he had to do an emergency landing. there's a movie about it, and
oh wait,
in the
that's
movie,
that's a guy like Tom Hanks or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. In the movie, like at least they had to like crouch down as much as possible and brace for impact. But anyways,
I made a GIF this morning that is so relevant to what just happened here, but ultimately GuMiho does keep this from getting into his base, keeps 2 adepts from getting his mineral lines. Oh, he shot the depot. I was like, how did he shoot the shade? That should have been impossible. Weird things happen on Abyssal Reef. I'm convinced this map is haunted.
Maybe some Terran units will freak out. We didn't see many Terrans yesterday.
Actually,
that's
right.
Did you see any Terrans?
On
Optimus.
Optimus, and that was about it, I think. This Widow Mine, though, I think he knows it's there. He wants to trigger it with the Adept. Really, with though, GuMiho wishes it would go on top of the Oracle.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool micro right there, and the Viking will push off the Oracle anyways, but these Adepts really are messing up GuMiho's plan. I mean, thankfully he doesn't really look like he's planning on going for a medevac drop, because that would have been so delayed. I don't think it would really been worth it, but it's still... It's got a lot with a little.
I feel like what we just witnessed too, like we say it's nice micro, and a lot of folks who have never tried to be in this situation before and dance between that won't really appreciate how much GuMiho was doing just now. Not to say Zest wasn't trying either, but to have taken, what is that, 1? Like almost no SCVs lost. 3 in total for an Adept harass that was really dedicated to the mineral line, combined with an Oracle coming in. I would say that's pretty impressive on the control.
There's just a lot of micro for both sides, and it's really cool to see. Like again here, like he knew the Widow Mine was going to be somewhere in that mineral line. He wanted to splash on top of all the SCVs and the Viking for the mules.
Oh, that should be able to transform while it's like that. But yo, GuMiho actually unburrowed the Widow Mine to keep it from triggering. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, there's so much cool micro going on. I mean, this is not a lot of units. In a different game, if the Oracle has already died, you're kind of like, well, that sucks for the Protoss, but the game continues, and they still go to third base, they still deal with the medevac drop fine with the Phoenix, and it's all Gucci, but they're doing so much with so little. Does with the Phoenix, though.
Well, that's the thing. So I was going to say, losing a mule actually sucks a lot, but to lose a Phoenix to get that mule, I actually don't know if that was worth it. Because these Phoenix are supposed to just be really difficult to clean up, and Zest is supposed to like not really lose any of these until the main engagement later, right? Like Adept Phoenix, Hype. So I would say this was like small wins, but like at the end of the day, GuMiho didn't lose so much that he's out of the game. Still on 40 workers, 2 CCs, 2 mules. I think he'll be okay for a bit.
Yeah, he's really not doing badly at all. I mean, yeah, being down 13 workers is a little more than he would have wanted, but he did start Stim +1. They're almost done.
We've been talking about this, right? Terrans have been just placing these random Widow Mines that will sometimes get the luckiest shots. Like right here! Oh my god! So good! So good!
Yeah. I love these positions for the Widow Mines. Now this is super risky. He does have Stim, and he's about to have +1, but I mean it's not a lot of units, so this looks really suspicious.
Hey, can we get a timeout on that fake zombie up in chat, by the way? She doesn't have a check mark. I don't think it's the real one.
Is it a mod badge? The same thing as a check mark, really?
Who modded her? Just because there's someone here with 2 years on the channel and a similar name?
2 years.
Well, I mean, you do have 2 years.
Oh, 2 years.
I'm starting to think maybe your mom and your dad did say it correctly. The problem is you heard it wrong. So your mom and dad have been like for years consistently saying wazoo, but you're like, yeah, mom, wild zoo. Exactly what you just said.
Years are not close at all. You're absolutely right. It's totally my bad. Shut up.
Zombie Up, the problem is you're such a perfect human being. It is difficult to find flaws. So to find such a strange flaw as such...
These aren't flaws. These are, what's the word for...
Quirks?
Yeah, I was going to say quirks. Endearing. That's the word I was looking for, though.
Widow Mines both get cleaned up. Not going to get another hit. Not going to be too scary. GuMiho starts marching across the map. He's got a pretty nice army. It's not great. It's not going to auto-win the game. But this is something I think you can trade with without too much fear from this. Because Zest has gone for... Well, it's not just been purely Adepts, but a lot of charge lots in this too. And what's cool about that, well, actually, they're not charged yet. Excuse me, the Zealots. But what's kind of cool about this was, if you remember, I think it was like last week, I asked the question, like, are we going to see people start integrating more Zealots into their play because of the Adept health nerf? Zest says yes.
Well, I really wonder about the Zealots that he warped in, because they do seem pretty useless right now. He's not getting charge. He went for Blink and then a Resident Glaives. So I thought he was gonna warp in Stalkers, obviously. And then he warped in like 6 Zealots, and I'm just wondering why. And I don't know if he's really gonna get charged that quickly beyond all this other Twilight Council tech, but he might. I mean, he is not going exactly for Robo here, so that might just be his plan, but that is a lot of upgraded Twilight Council units.
Well, so here's the logic in this, right? With the Adepts taking the 10 health nerf and not like a 10 shield nerf, it does make armor upgrades less effective for them. Zealots have 100 health in the meantime, so armor upgrades are even better than ever in comparison to the new Adept. So, again, he actually canceled Resonating. Oh no, he finished it, excuse me. He starts charge up now, though. I was just going to say, I really like the idea of Zealots, especially because the Widow Mines got toned down too. And if you guys recall, Zealot Archon stopped being a strategy because Widow Mines were too good. Now that Widow Mines have been brought down a peg, combined with the fact that the Adepts are less appealing, I don't know. Like, these Zealots, if this was 1 or 2, you talk about like a waste of money, but he warped in like 8. Like, that was definitive. That was a choice. It
was, but it was still, I think, an awkward one at the time. Like, those Zealots were made a while ago. Now, as he's making charge, it makes a lot of sense to start building that Zealot count, as well as your High Templar count. Like, he really is going charge, like, Archon High Templar, but yeah, it just was Zealots so early on when he had so many other tech going on, but...
No, I agree. It's weird,
really.
But that's, I think, what we're going to start seeing as people maybe start transitioning around with these different units. Regardless, though, they're just meat shields at the end of the day. They get some damage done, but they're supposed to keep things like the Immortals and the Sentries and the important units in the back safe. Actually, what's kind of interesting is there's a decent Stalker count, but because he's been kind of making Adepts and Zealots and like a grab bag full of Gateway units, I'm not sure if he's too comfortable dealing with the Liberators and the Widow Mines. Like, that's 4 Liberators. That's not a small random amount of Liberators.
No, and he is building on that Liberator count already, getting the upgrades, getting second starport. The base has to be canceled, but he's actually going to take the fights.
Ooh. And the Zealots, of course, charge wasn't done for this until the very end when all of them were dead, so Zest's timing works against him in the worst way possible.
Yeah. And he didn't really, like, those Widow Mines weren't triggered, like, preemptively or without GuMiho's say-so. Like, he didn't actually mind, I think, how they were triggered. Does blink forward to take out a couple of medevacs, and that's nice.
He didn't Widow Mine how they were triggered.
Oh, and he can't see them either. Uh-oh. I think he knows they're there, but he's not
I hope
able to put an observer.
Oh, you know what? Those just unburrowed out of vision. He did not actually see that. So one's left behind, 3 reposition.
Nice find. Does pull him away from the right side where a small group of units got to attack in here.
Oh, and they get the probe transfer.
Nicely done. Got a Widow Mine to help stall out the Stalkers had they chased, if they flanked forward.
I actually really liked there that he didn't go for the pylon kill. He could have and then gotten out, but he wanted to make sure he didn't lose that medevac to those Stalkers because he is at this point now where building Liberators will take priority, building Vikings will take priority. He's not going to be able to build a lot more medevacs.
Baits out that other Widow Mine, I believe. No, actually got hit. Well, he's supposed to bait that one out. But now he has detection. So. There we go.
Yo, I gotta go with Bacon here in chat, by the way. For years, into even casting, I called them Zealots until everyone just kept making fun of me. So to peer pressure alone, I caved and stopped calling them Zealots and started calling them Zealots.
I mean, yeah. I think a lot of people made that mistake, actually. So, not really shaming it. There is a little bit of shame in saying that you were peer pressured into saying it correctly.
I was, though. That was actually, before I think I started casting with you, the folks I was casting with would always give me shit for saying Zealots. Like, basically saying, are you stupid? Are you dumb? Say it right.
Yeah, I think you told me this story pretty early on into us casting together, though. Like, you were just like, yeah, like 6 months ago I was calling them Zealots. Hey, whatever you want to do.
Of course, I know Zealots, Zealots or whatever, not from StarCraft, but from Diablo, actually. And anyways, not important to this, we do have Zest pushing with a pretty scary force, actually. GuMiho's reinforcements are just now coming in. Liberators set up. There's a lot of Archons with this, too, so there's things to soak hits. Marauders are dying in really loud fashion.
They really are.
Weird, but it's a planetary fortress. Mass repair. Gonna try and keep this up, but Immortals are firing, so it's gonna go down. But it soaked some hits. It dealt a lot of splash damage, and now the Bio can maybe start fighting back. If it weren't for these Templar. Yeah.
Oh no.
Because the thing is, like, Marauders can chew through Stalkers, no problem. But Storms combined with Immortals, Zest is starting to run rampant, and this game went really bad really quickly for GuMiho. I thought he had a lot of control this game.
Yeah, I thought so as well. GG. It's surprising how even their army supplies stayed similar, by the way, at the end of the game. But just, of course, production as well as... GuMiho just had, like, not a very good composition. Compared to what Zest had gotten. Charge Lot, sure. Archons, sure. But the Immortals, they were just blasting away at the amount of Marauders that GuMiho had was pretty great.
All right, well, folks, we're going to take the stream down, and it will come back up right away, but it'll be like a 2-minute delay on your end. So... please don't go anywhere. We love your faces. Check out Twitter for some dank memes. I'm going to post some balance winding gifs, and we'll see you guys in a few, hopefully when the stream's back up and running. As said, it takes a few minutes for the stream to die and then come back up, etc. So, hi from the past. Or I guess actually, if you think about it in a weird way, it's actually the future.
Yeah, is that the future?
What's the past for us? Actually, this is... my brain hurts thinking about this. I just gotta move on. This is
the past for us at all. Unless we replayed the video, then it would be...
we're seeing it in the here and now, but they're hearing it in the past. No, they're hearing it in the future, what we said in the past. We can go whenever. Yo,
fine.
This is gonna... my brain feels fuzzy. All right, well, anyway, sorry about the frame stuff, guys. Also, I forgot to get the Olimoleague logo up. I did find it, though, so Olivia, if you're watching, it's been here the whole time, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Ignore the resizing that's happening live. Okay.
I think she's all right.
All right, well, let's get into game number 2. Spawning here at the bottom left. He's actually down 1 in the series. It is our red Terran hero, GuMiho.
In the bottom right is the pink Protoss. It is Zest.
Okay. Zest, I will say, I don't feel like he had a bad early game, and I don't think he did anything necessarily wrong. The micro battle in GuMiho's natural was actually really sick out of both players, right? However, I did feel it was GuMiho who was in control following that up, like it was his sort of ragtag drop. It got some good trades, a decent fight. Widowmine shots were good. I'm actually more impressed with anything. Like, I'm making balance wine jokes, right? Obviously, but I'm actually impressed that Zest was able to pull a win out of that. The combination of awkwardness through Zealots, the question mark right around them, plus the later storm timings, I didn't think he would actually have what it took to break through a planetary fortress, much less GuMiho's entire army.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that he won. It wasn't like he was in a terrible position, but the way that he won made him look like in a really dominating position, which I would say, like, the game nor the numbers really said that, but the compositions, I guess, did. Like, any amount of storms combined with the Immortals actually taking shots on the Marauders, and GuMiho's army is actually not that strong. His Liberator kind of been cut down as well, so he was trying to rebuild that. It was 1 part composition and 2 part maybe even a little bit of timing, too, because GuMiho had 4 more Liberators like he was trying to build that also might have been enough to hold that planetary. A lot of small things, I suppose, but yeah, Zest did play a peculiar style that I liked, actually. I mean, the Mass Gateway style isn't what's peculiar about it. It's that he went for all 3 Twilight upgrades, one after another, which usually you hold off on that charge indefinitely, like you never get it, or it just, you know, comes a lot later after Blink Stalkers and Adepts have been used up.
Well, so this is actually where I wish we could pick the brain of, like, you know, this is like a question I'll ask somebody at Austin, like Neeb, right? Or, like, is there merit in trying to bring back, forget the upgrades on the Adepts for a second, right? But trying to bring back, like, Charge Let Archon Storm as, like, the old strategy. I don't think Widowmines are so bad that you would, like, auto-win every game with it. But with Widowmines having been toned down, I'm wondering, like, how long it takes to actually see those make a resurgence, I guess, is the way I'm trying to phrase it.
It'll be interesting. I just wonder if we're gonna get the same answer as when we thought, you know, I thought that asking Snoot about the Hydralisk Ling thing versus Saren or Hydra. Yeah, it was Hydra Ling. Was a good idea, and he was like, "What? Who does that?" It's bad.
Crazy people.
Well, like, I don't know, like, Yol does it. Okay.
Yeah. Actually,
yeah. Now it's, even Nurture does it now.
And it also reminds me back to, like, yesterday's games with Namshar doing, like, the mass Hydra drops. Like, what the hell was that? It was so cool, though.
That was really cool. Nurture had done that as well.
Well,
once again with the Stargate opener.
I think this is to be expected. I can't... Zest... The thing about Zest, if I've learned nothing else casting him over the last year, is that he picks a strategy and sticks to it, right? There's not a lot of variation in his play. He's not going to be mixing up a cannon rush in Game 2 after winning Game 1 through macro. Like, he's probably going to go with the same openers and honestly probably end up in the same end game that we saw last game.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, definitely not as much of the cool micro tricks going down here, but right. Instead, it's a much faster third base. No time wasted, no money really wasted on repetitive adepts or phoenixes quite yet either. Just really the Oracle. It's about the fastest Nexus you can ever get. I guess safely without like a 3 Nexus expand before Cybernex or something insane like that. And unfortunately, GuMiho can't really do much about it. Like, if he had gotten Cyclones, if he had gone for 3 racks, then maybe he can actually like go in without stim and try and get a funny little cancel, but with the build that he has, I don't think it would be worth it. 1 Foated Overcharge, or, just barely warping enough at depths, and those Marines wouldn't do so hot.
By the way, just poking for feedback to chat. Hopefully things look better now. They all look good on my end, and I don't have any drop frames, which is always a thumbs up, but never quite know, but with stream being sometimes erratic.
Sure. Oh, Blink is now on the way. He did go for Blink first last game as well, and a Resident Glaze into charge. Void is going to help out against any of the drops that might come in the future as well.
Well, that's what I was going to get into. I think on one hand, Phoenix are the expected. They get the job done. They can chase medevacs. But the thing is, if you accidentally fly a medevac slightly too close to the sun, and the sun in this case is a Void Ray, just like Icarus, it's going to fall down and die.
Well, it was like wings melted. In this case, it's more like
the Void Ray would melt everything it touches.
Yeah, I guess that's true enough. So this is a little tiny Marine hit squad, but it's a little bit later. It still isn't a lot of Marines, and they don't have stim. And honestly, like, they really wouldn't be able to do very much against that third base. 1 Foated Overcharge, or just the combination of units that Zest has already warped in, is really enough. But if it distracts, if it pairs up with the medevacs and the Marines, then maybe that could have been enough.
This is so sick. If Zest did this, I mean, like, the thing is, it's Newkirk. You're not going to be getting dropped from the right side of your base. You're not going to be getting dropped from the south side of your base. There's only 2 angles of approach, and if the army's looking up here and the Void Ray's on patrol back here, there's a very good chance one of these medevacs is going to die before it even has a chance to run away.
Yeah. Yeah, this is... I mean, it could boost in, but I'm not sure it'd be worth it.
Oh,
he's gonna go for it.
Well, Zest also not paying attention. That's a big problem. If he had prismatically aligned, there's not a chance in hell any of these units go off. This is the Void Ray even dying for it.
If Stim was done, it absolutely would have died. But that was like one of the reasons that maybe it wouldn't be worth it, because Stim wasn't quite done. Well, +1 is done again. The other upgrades. There we go. There's Stim, but already was too late.
Void Ray almost takes on that medevac in like 1 second. It's going to try and fly away. This got a little bit more damage than expected, and I don't mean on the Void Ray, but like killing some adepts straight up, probe kills as well. This for GuMiho is a little bit awkward. If he gets the medevacs out alive, this isn't so bad. This is actually not... Oh, there's not a chance if that other one goes down. 8 health. Looks like it'll barely get out of there.
Yeah, barely.
Nah, he's not going to warp in. I was going to say that'd be so sick.
Yeah, it would be super slow warp in. Maybe it was sort of the swarm. So that was still a nice cleanup, but I mean, GuMiho got something for that and managed to save a medevac. Like, okay, good job. Could have been worse, but it's still, really wasn't that bad for Zest, who is looking to take a pretty fast 4th base, I guess. Is on his way to Resident Glaives. This game, he went for a Forge much earlier, however, so he's gonna have. Well, he's actually even going to have, like, better upgrades still. Last game, I think he eventually got the better upgrades. Double Forge Chrono, like, gives you upgrades pretty fast. But this game, just the +1, only halfway done, matching GuMiho's +1, but he already has attack. Like, Zest will just have worse upgrades.
Well, charge will be a factor once more. Not a lot of Zealots in play just yet, but he'll be able to. The other thing I kind of like about Zealots that... I guess the nuance fell off is like Protoss units are all really expensive. Everyone knows that. And it was kind of a cool thing that Zealots complemented gas heavy units like Templars so well because one was mineral heavy, one was gas heavy. I feel that like when you are mix and matching like Adepts and Stalkers and Sentries, you don't really have that same mineral dump that you do going the other way around. Oh,
Yeah.
Not prismatically aligning, but the overcharge will take care of it.
I mean, Zest clearly doesn't want to be dropped right there, and that is the most common location to drop. So this was kind of cool though. Like if there is a little bit more of an overreaction from Zest, and he burned 3 Photon overcharges instead of just 2, GuMiho might have taken that as an opportunity to actually run in. But combined with the Void Ray that he knows is still alive, it's super questionable. So he just backs off with the drop. It was gonna pair up nicely with this one too, because he's planning on canceling a 4th base that is now gonna be put down. That's awful.
Yeah, it was a nice one of mine hit. Revelation did go off before going down, however, so he knows about the army on the left side. Now going to react to the army on the top side. Might have to go for the cancel on the Nexus. Oh, it's killed.
No cancel.
That's a big problem for Zest. Talk about that mineral dump. The last thing you want to do is lose 400 minerals to that Nexus.
Yep. Lose a couple Stalkers as well. So like that was 5 Stalkers I think that just went down for 2 medevacs. I mean that still I think favors maybe because he killed the bio too, but. Point is, it wasn't exactly the cleanup that he was hoping for with the Nexus not being canceled. There's another attack that Zest has to be quite careful about. See, I died again. Damn.
I wasn't there to have your back, dude.
True. Absolutely true. Zealot's actually just letting them fall forward like this. This is sometimes great. Sometimes they really do chop up the remaining bio, and sometimes that's the like worst thing Protoss can do, because kiting is still kind of effective against Zealots. That wasn't kiting though. So, does get slaughtered, and his medevacs are very, very low. Very low on health. Might want to repair those. Upgrades are still going to be in favor of GuMiho, but they're starting to bridge the gap a little bit with Double Forge. And of course, Storm is almost done. Might be just perfectly timed for GuMiho's really big push.
So he dropped to the top side. It's going to be really distracting. Zest does have army here, but I feel like too much army. Not enough on this side. Yeah, he did not
split correctly. I mean, he has Storm here, but not a lot of units to back up that Storm.
It's not that he didn't split correctly. It's just he doesn't...
Okay, this is better.
He doesn't know is the problem. Like if there's an Oracle on that drop, if there's Revelation, then he can a lot more evenly distribute the units. I think knowing that there's 3 medevacs up there though, you put a large portion of units that way is totally fair. But he pulls them down now. When GuMiho realizes this, he might still go back in. Zest has left some Stalkers though, specifically to catch the medevacs.
This ended up being quite a good defense. The force field's just barely held on, so there's no stim forward on his sentries, and well, this might be. There's still a lot of Widow Mines, actually, and a lot more of the army came forward, too. Might be a little overly aggressive by Zest.
Well,
he's down an upgrade.
He's trying to get in range to drop those storms, but it's just not worth the chase at this rate. Maybe feed back the medevacs.
Yeah, that might have been worthwhile. So GuMiho, well aware of what is on that Warp Prism, by the way, was totally okay with backing off. He might want to invest in either... Well, Vikings would be hard to control against the Blink Stalkers that are also available, but obviously we also talk about Ghost eventually, as... They both get the 4 bases. Zest now transferring his probes over. GuMiho's SCVs. He is going to get to that super late game composition, and Zest is going to, only be... Well, I guess Immortals count as Robo. The point is he doesn't have Disruptors or Colossus. EMPs would do wonders against that army.
Well, GuMiho's got a big army supply lead, and he's got a concave too. Maybe this Warp Prism can't get the storms he needs, but right now Zest is fighting at a deficit. Storms are looking not bad though as they catch the army from the backside. But with the Warp Prism disappearing and all those Templar gone, I don't think there's much hope left for Zest.
I think he lost 3 High Templars in that Warp Prism.
Yikes.
That was pretty brutal. And this looks like it's going to be game over without anything to really soak up the hits. Stalkers do not do that well. The Void Ray even comes along. That's
well, I was
going to
say, what's funny is if he actually kills enough of the Marines, the Void Ray could technically clean up what was left, but too many Marines got through that fight.
Yeah. I mean, those Marauders are really low. That's, where if there was another Storm on top of them, or the Immortals had lived a little bit longer, we see kind of what happened last game, but without it, it's game.
GG. GuMiho ties it up. And we're not going to have this be a super duper one-sided series.
Yay! Have we done any sub shoutouts today?
No, because the stream was just done breaking on us. So maybe we can do that real quick. Yeah.
Stern digging Finnegan. All right. Well, I mean, I'll start from latest to earliest.
Oh, I assumed you wanted to do them all because you read it.
Well, I mean, but the order of what I do it in is important too. Okay, so I'm gonna make it very clear. Thank you to Falk TX who just resubbed for 3 months. Hero is the best. RWH86 for 4 months. We had a cheer right now from Mr. Montav Talvo.
Don't shout out one bit. Don't shout.
Why not?
I retract that. Anti-shout out to Mr. Montalvo.
Lupa SC2 resubbed for 31 months. Hey friends, love you all. It's my monthly stop by on Twitch, just normal stuff. Summer was cool. I'm definitely going to return my love at some point. I'll be waiting. Have fun in Austin. And then Star Pants for the resub of 15 months at the beginning of the stream.
Yay!
And we still don't have a map choice from Zest.
Well, we'll wait for Zest to figure it out. If he doesn't soon, then we'll just go to a commercial break real quick. But
chooses Proxima.
I was gonna say there's only 5 maps in the map pool instead of the classic 7, so it didn't have a lot of options.
No, not groups. Who actually uses group options? I swear.
Casuals?
Basically. We're missing... I know I shouldn't get peeved when people ask for invites, but it's like... I know! I invited you last time, didn't I?
Mama Grub's on the job. Don't question it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So today's Tuesday morning. So we have all day today, all day tomorrow, and then Austin. I thought it was Wednesday morning for some reason. That's gonna mess with me.
Not true.
No,
I don't know
it's
how
not.
to help you there. And get Oriental Habits for the 10-month resub.
So what is that? Just eating cup noodles all day? Oh, okay, never mind. Hey, so Proxima Station kicks off game number 3. Things are tied up now 1-1. Let me swap the names around. Boop boop. And in the upper right, we got the red Terran player from Psystorm Gaming. It's GuMiho.
In the bottom left is the blue Protoss. It is Zest. Best.
Is he though? He just lost. I don't think that's a fair statement for at this particular moment in time.
Well, I mean, it's not an untrue statement, it's just a questionable statement so far. He's won other things. He's won a game in this series. He might be best. Oh, and Harstom's resub. I thought he did it earlier, so finally went through. 15 months.
Good guy, Harstom. Taking full advantage of them replay packs.
Exactly, of those replays. I hope they work out.
With all the Korean Protoss have been dominating lately, I gotta imagine actually wouldn't be too bad. I gotta see too. We kind of someone, I think it was Secretaries to Killer, somebody tweeted saying like, oh, I voted for Billowy and Hurricanes. I didn't want them to feel left out. But you know, Hurricanes actually been kicking ass in everything. So I'm not surprised he won his series. Is going to be Hurricane versus Patience in the semifinals down there. The winner of this plays Alive or Ryung. So
oh man.
Part of me is like, I'm jaded. I want almost Zest to win, so we have PVT possibly the whole way through. But also, if GuMiho wins, then it's a guaranteed PVT finals. So I don't know where I sit on that one.
I wanted Zest to win, but I also wanted Hero to win, and he didn't.
Actually, Hero losing in PvP is surprising to me, but Patience has been playing pretty good. So I don't think that's so crazy. But this, I think, is crazy. I talked about Zest. He picks ability, sticks with it, and win or lose tends to go with it every single game. But he's like, nah, I'm playing Terran. I have to embrace the dark side. Go with a bit of cheese.
Yeah. I mean, he does do this. This isn't totally uncommon, but it is more rare for Zest than the likes of Hero or something. So it might not be something that GuMiho expects in Game 3.
Who do you think's more likely? Like, this is like obviously something we can't prove, right? But who do you feel is more likely to do a proxy Stargate? Hero or Classic?
Hero.
Really?
I always thought Hero is more cheesy, even if Classic is almost equally as cheesy.
I know this is like splitting hairs. This is like 49 to 51% is what it is, right? But I would have said Classic, to be honest. But Hero, yeah, Hero's been pretty consistently gross to watch, so in a good way, of course. Don't get me wrong. Either way, he's out, and we're still watching to see if Zest can pull out a victory here. Widowmine's coming out right away. There's a small chance that this just ends up being the right spot at the right time, but with a pylon attack at the front, GuMiho might not be looking for anything else.
It is hard to say. Without an SCV scout confirming the one base, you know, you don't know if this is really just non-committed or not. Oh, even beat out the Widowmine. That was so sick. Well, that's devastating.
I am nerdgasming on behalf of Zest's play right now. Nothing to defend this mineral line.
There's no way there's a second Widowmine already. Oh, this is so brutal.
Okay, so he pulls back, because the thing is, he did burn energy getting to there, but man, just blitzed in. That screwed up GuMiho in such a bad way. And even with a Cyclone coming out, I mean, like, it's a Cyclone. Let's just all take a moment to collectively roll our eyes at the anti-air capabilities of a Cyclone.
Yeah, what? Well, combined with the Marines, it would be enough. Just
Yo, Zest got a big pair of balls, literally, like right outside GuMiho's base. I don't even know what.
So he also knew that the Widowmine hadn't been replaced because that Adept had kind of kept eyes on it. And that Oracle freely went into the natural. Didn't get too much done. It does live. Does GuMiho even see the gateways? Oh, he does. Good.
The gateways or whatever. We're like talking BM here. I think Zest knows how good of a start this was for him. If he gets too cocky, I mean, we've talked about All In. This is the most dedicated I've ever seen anyone to this build.
I don't know about All In. I mean, sorry,
I don't know about All In.
Yeah, right.
He's warping in 4 stalkers or 2 gateways outside GuMiho's base.
I meant to say that I don't know about that being like cocky or BM. I think it's just like that was where the probe was. So
yeah, that's fair.
You got to build the gateways there.
Well, the drop from GuMiho,
drop makes this more interesting. He can't defend this.
Zest has no defense, and he can't warp in anything that'll stop this. So, on one hand, GuMiho can't deal with what Zest has, but Zest can't stop GuMiho. So, this Cyclone, this Viking, this bunker, there is a chance. Not a great one, but there's a chance GuMiho holds on here. That Void Ray, though, once Prismatic Alignment's off cooldown, he can bust that bunker real quick, I think. The barracks dying is painful. That Cyclone is not going to get out of that factory. He should probably sack the SCVs. He needs a second unit. That second Cyclone's massive. But he's going to double down on the bunker. All the SCVs sitting here waiting.
They're not even repairing that Viking? There we go.
He's been like, hold position repairing? I don't know how to describe that.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. He probably, I mean, he has auto repair on, but he's also hold positioning his...
Oh, what?
SCVs, alright then. Tango.
But you know what? The probe screw the surround on the bunker. He lifts the command center to get more surface area. This game depends on this bunker living. The Void Ray goes down, but GuMiho's actually going to lose that bunker and probably all hopes.
He's not going to tap out because... Well, no, he should tap out, actually. He should leave.
Oh, no, I don't know. Hold on. So, there's nothing to shoot. GuMiho can float to the corners of the map. There's no Phoenix. There's no Void Ray. He can stalemate this.
Yeah, you're right. He could stalemate it. Yeah, I was thinking of a way that he could win it, but there's actually not a way he could win it. It's actually just a stalemate.
Well, actually, I think the stalemate timer would kick in. Yeah, yeah. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get a game 4 in this best of 3. This hasn't happened in a very, very long time. Not in legitimate terms, at least.
I don't.
He's like trying to trick him. He's like, you're gonna leave and I'll get the win.
Both saying out. I think they were waiting for some confirmation, so like no one says like, haha, you left first.
Oh, that is so sick. That game, like, to be perfectly clear, guys, with what happened with that bunker, if GuMiho didn't kill the Void Ray before that bunker died, GuMiho would have lost this game. That is how important that bunker was. That was cool. I like that. That was a good game out of both. I guess what we will do, though, is take a small commercial break, since it is going to game 4 after all. I hope you guys can forgive us, and we'll see you in 2 minutes. All right, we return to Proxima Station one more time. Game 4 in this best of 3. If you just missed out, you're tuning in for whatever reason. We just had such a sick draw. We're going to see if this maybe goes to game 5 or finally comes to an end. Either way, in the top right, you can call him the instigator. It's the pink Protoss, Zest.
He insta-built the gateway. In the bottom left, as the red Terran, he is GuMiho.
I wish you could see my face right now. I'm just like,
Even instantly builds 3. That was so crazy. Like, if he had any money whatsoever, you know, don't forget that his production had yet to be touched, actually. Like, he still had a Stargate powered by a pylon that was being killed by a Viking, and if he had enough minerals and gas and supply, I suppose, too, he could have built 1 Phoenix and won the game.
Yeah, that's crazy how down to the wire that came.
Yeah. I also love how quickly they realized it too. Like Zest saw the command center floating and realized he wouldn't be able to make it in time with his stalkers. And so just like,
I have some really good news that I want to share with everybody. We finally got the jerseys for Team Looking for Team for Biol.
Cool.
And they didn't come printed really stupid. But they did maybe mess something up that would affect you.
Zermby Gerb?
No, the women's medium that we ordered is somehow smaller than the women's medium that they sent us last time.
Oh, so, okay, now I gotta lose 20 pounds to wear the jersey, that's fine.
Or cup size, I don't know. I'll send you a picture, you can decide. Can
you put it on you so you can tell?
Well, I mean, like I don't have it, right? Like,
oh, that's right, yeah, I went to it.
But anyways, so after this game, I'll show you guys the pictures that were sent. It looks pretty good when it's done right. It's just unfortunate that like she sent me a size comparison of the other women's medium to the new women's medium, and it looks like a different size.
So
you might have a bib instead of a shirt.
My you know, there's a couple of like there's like shirts that say like 1 size all, or there's like nighties that say 1 size all.
Those are bullshit.
Fits all. Sorry, 1 size fits all. And my aunts would like hold it up to like their boob and be like, yeah, it fits 1 boob. Because they're actually quite small. I'll just fit it over, like tape it to me.
There you go. It'll be like when runners go on marathons, right? And they get the little number sign on the front.
Yeah, exactly. That's just that, like, pin it. There we go.
Okay, well, I really like what happened with GuMiho checking the back right away. This Adept's going to kill the Marine, but he does shut down the pylon and any chance that this could have led to anything else. I mean, Zest did build the Stargate at home, but still, you don't want that pylon freely sitting in the back of the base. You don't want warpins to come in uncontested, etc., etc. But random one of mine might just grab that Adept. Hey,
yeah.
Revenge.
And while this has gone into a bit more of a macro game, I see people talking about why they think GuMiho could have won. And there is something to be said that he could have tried to play it a very, very long game.
Well, actually, I don't think he could have. And here's my reasoning for this. Zest had such a big army that the amount of time it would have taken GuMiho to chip away, the stalemate timer would have kicked in. And I think neither player, like at some point, GuMiho loses too many units to actually finish off. Like he just doesn't have the damage to actually kill things in time.
No, I think what people are saying is that he could have tried rebuilding, right? And I would say that Zest just splits up his army and makes sure that doesn't happen. Yeah, exactly. Like I think if GuMiho had saved his barracks in his factory, then he might have actually tried and be like, no, like I'm gonna try this out. But like it would take so long. I mean, so unlikely.
He had 400 minerals in his pocket and no SCVs. That was only going to go so far. Regardless, though, I mean, they both agreed to regame, so I don't think either of them is upset with the situation they were given. No one's happy, but.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't gonna work. I really think Zest would have just split up his army. Like he knew how much GuMiho's army was available, and there was nothing really available. Anyways, it's a macro game now that Zest has been, of course, torn down from his original plan of Praxi.
What is
third base?
This elevator move. This seems so entirely unnecessary.
I guess it does save time. You're much closer to their ramp than if you had gone via your ramp to the far north. I mean, I don't know how much time it saves, but like 10 seconds, I guess. Maybe.
Well, GuMiho moving out. The fact that there's no mothership core is going to be a bit of a shock to Zest. Even if that pylon was done, there's no chance it's going to get an overcharge. Cyclones and Marines are just going to melt it.
I mean, this.
Phoenix, can only do so much without the assistance from the Oracle, right?
Does manage to save all of his Phoenixes and almost took out the medevac, but these aren't Stim Marines. The Stalkers might be able to take care of it.
It's not, it's not Stim Marines, but it's a Cyclone. That thing is like a permanently stimmed Marine.
That has to be lifted, and the Stalkers have to get on it. Like, it's gonna be worth killing the Nexus anyways.
Get that medevac out of there. Run!
Yeah, this went out actually really well. Maybe getting the unit. He's looking for that Phoenix, but the point is, he still got the Nexus and saved his medevac. That's pretty great.
Yeah, sorry, I hit the mic a couple times there. I think that was huge. The shutdown on the Nexus was totally unexpected. Zest Elite, Mothership Core, the pylon not being finished, and the Viking landed back here to kill like 6 or something probes, right? 5, excuse me. Raven's gonna come in with an auto turret or 2, maybe it's some more, as the Phoenixes are on the wrong side of the map. Shutting this down won't be fun or easy.
This is a risky move from GuMiho, though. Like, if Phoenixes weren't, this is a pretty expensive unit to just let die after its one auto turret gets thrown down.
And gets 3 probe kills right off the bat. He's gonna go for a second auto turret. I think he knows that the Phoenix are on the way home, so there's like only so much he could possibly do with this. Puts it right in the heart of the mineral line.
Yeah, it's all 3 probes. 6 probes total for losing an entire Raven. I'm still not sure. It does bring the Phoenix home too.
What's interesting is they have a proposed change to the Raven coming, for those who don't know. They're balance testing it, so it's not for sure going through yet. But they're thinking about changing. So the auto turret, I think, is like 18 damage per shot, but lasts like 3 seconds longer. I think it's the same overall DPS, but the difference is now it would take 3 shots to kill a worker instead of 2. Because right now, watching that thing kill probes like that is crazy.
It is, but it also would have denied mining still like a lot longer with that new change. Like, it would have been damage. I wonder if it was worth the Raven. Zest also was like very on top of the idea that GuMiho could have dropped. Like, he pulled his Phoenixes back, so that might have been GuMiho's chance to get another drop in. So he actually split up his Phoenixes, 2 to kill the Raven, 3 to search for other drops. And maybe coming in is pretty cool. Whereas GuMiho is just staying at home, waiting for his upgrades to finish. And Zest is was actually going to try and take advantage of that, but his army's not big enough, and it doesn't have +1 or resonating glaives. He's actually just going to tap out.
GG. Okay, GuMiho takes the series in game number 4. Feels weird saying game number 4.
Yeah, right?
Also, double-sided tape is worthless. Squirtle, will you just stay on the box? I'm trying to show you off to the world. This is my Squirtle that dear Nadia gave me, and it's my favorite Squirtle of all time. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite Squirtle on the Citadel.
My favorite Squirtle never won a GSL.
Okay, well, that's gonna be it for the series. We'll start going into the semifinals here now, I guess, with Ryung versus GuMiho and Patience versus Hurricane. I'm not sure what comes up first, but like I said, I wanted to show you guys the shirt real quick, so I'm gonna grab some of the photographs that I was sent. Open link in new tab.
Photosynthesis.
I don't remember. Did I show you these yet or no? I'll send you a link. The shirts. I'll send you a link.
Oh, the new ones? Oh.
But yeah, so here's the jersey from the front, guys. Here's the jersey from the back. Looking for team. I think it came out looking pretty good. They kind of messed up the stripe again just a little bit, if we're going to be honest, but not enough for me to really care. But yeah, it's just a super basic design, and I think it looks really clean, and I hope it looks good on Buell, is what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's true. That's the most important.
Well, we're going to go to commercial break before we get into this first semifinals match. So sit tight, folks, and we'll be back with... do we know which one's first, actually?
Oh, Hurricane versus Patience. Everyone's in the log.
PvP when we get back. All right, we return to Proxima Station one more time. Game 4 in this best of 3. If you just missed out, you're tuning in for whatever reason. We just had such a sick draw. We're going to see if this maybe goes to game 5 or finally comes to an end. Either way, in the top right, you can call him the instigator. It's the pink Protoss, Zest.
He insta-built the gateway. In the bottom left, as the red Terran, he is GuMiho.
I wish you could see my face right now. I'm just like...
Even instantly builds 3. That was so crazy. Like, if he had any money whatsoever, you know, don't forget that his production had yet to be touched, actually. Like, he still had a Stargate powered by a pylon that was being killed by a Viking, and if he had enough minerals and gas and supply, I suppose, too, he could have built one Phoenix and won the game.
Yeah, that's crazy how down to the wire that came.
Yeah. I also love how quickly they realized it too. Like Zest saw the command center floating and realized he wouldn't be able to make it in time with his stalkers. And so just like,
I have some really good news that I want to share with everybody. We finally got the jerseys for Team Looking for Team for Biol.
Cool.
And they didn't come printed really stupid. But
Yay.
they did maybe mess something up that would affect you.
Is there a big herb?
No, the women's medium that we ordered is somehow smaller than the women's medium that they sent us last time.
Oh, so, okay, now I gotta lose 20 pounds to wear the jersey. That's fine.
Or cup size. I don't know. I'll send you a picture. You can decide. Can
you put it on you so you can tell?
Well, I mean, like I don't have it, right? Like,
oh, that's right. Yeah, I went to it.
But anyways, so after this game, I'll show you guys the pictures that were sent. It looks pretty good when it's done right. It's just unfortunate that like she sent me a size comparison of the other women's medium to the new women's medium, and it looks like a different size.
So
you might have a bib instead of a shirt.
My you know, there's a couple of like there's like shirts that say like one size all, or there's like nighties that say one size all.
Those are bullshit.
Fits all. Sorry, one size fits all. And my aunts would like hold it up to like their boob and be like, yeah, it fits one boob. Because they're actually quite small. I'll just fit it over, like tape it to me.
There you go. It'll be like when runners go on marathons, right? And they get the little number sign on the front.
Yeah, exactly. That's just that, like, pin it. There we go.
Okay, well, I really like what happened with GuMiho checking the back right away. This Adept's going to kill the Marine, but he does shut down the pylon and any chance that this could have led to anything else. I mean, Zest did build the Stargate at home, but still, you don't want that pylon freely sitting in the back of the base. You don't want warpins to come in uncontested, etc., etc. But Brandon, what am I? Might just grab that Adept. Hey,
yeah.
Revenge.
And while this has gone into a bit more of a macro game, I see people talking about why they think GuMiho could have won. And there is something to be said that he could have tried to play it a very, very long game.
Well, actually, I don't think he could have. And here's my reasoning for this. Zest had such a big army that the amount of time it would have taken GuMiho to chip away, the stalemate timer would have kicked in. And I think neither player, like at some point, GuMiho loses too many units to actually finish off. Like he just doesn't have the damage to actually kill things in time.
No, I think what people are saying is that he could have tried rebuilding, right? And I would say that Zest just splits up his army and makes sure that doesn't happen. Yeah, exactly. Like I think if GuMiho had saved his barracks in his factory, then he might have actually tried and be like, no, like I'm gonna try this out. But like it would take so long. I mean, so unlikely.
He had 400 minerals in his pocket and no SCVs. That was only going to go so far. Regardless, though, I mean, they both agreed to regame, so I don't think either of them is upset with the situation they were given. No one's happy, but.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't gonna work. I really think Zest would have just split up his army. Like he knew how much GuMiho's army was available, and there was nothing really available. Anyways, it's a macro game now that Zest has been, of course, torn down from his original plan of Praxi.
What is
third base?
This elevator move. This seems so entirely unnecessary.
I guess it does save time. You're much closer to their ramp than if you had gone via your ramp to the far north. I mean, I don't know how much time it saves, but like 10 seconds, I guess. Maybe.
Well, GuMiho moving out. The fact that there's no mothership core is going to be a bit of a shock to Zest. Even if that pylon was done, there's no chance it's going to get an overcharge. Cyclones and Marines are just going to melt it.
I mean, this
Phoenix, they can only do so much without the assistance from the Oracle, right?
Does manage to save all of his Phoenixes and almost took out the medevac, but these aren't Stim Marines. The Stalkers might be able to take care of it.
It's not Stim Marines, but it's a Cyclone. That thing is like a permanently stimmed Marine.
That has to be lifted, and the Stalkers have to get on it. Like it's gonna be worth killing the Nexus anyways.
Get that medevac out of there. Run!
Yeah, this went out actually really well. Maybe getting the unit. He's looking for that Phoenix, but the point is, he still got the Nexus and saved his medevac. That's pretty great.
Yeah, Sorry, I hit the mic a couple times there. I think that was huge. The shutdown on the Nexus was totally unexpected. Zest Elite, Mothership Core, the pylon not being finished, and the Viking landed back here to kill like 6 or something probes, right? 5, excuse me. Raven's gonna come in with an auto turret or 2, maybe it's some more, as the Phoenixes are on the wrong side of the map. Shutting this down won't be fun or easy.
This is a risky move from GuMiho, though. Like, if Phoenixes weren't, this is a pretty expensive unit to just let die after its 1 auto turret gets thrown down.
And it gets 3 probe kills right off the bat. It's going to go for a second auto turret. I think he knows that the Phoenix are on the way home, so there's like only so much he could possibly do with this. It puts it right in the heart of the mineral line.
Yeah, it's all 3 probes. 6 probes total for losing an entire Raven. I'm still not sure. It does bring the Phoenix home, too.
What's interesting is they have a proposed change to the Raven coming, for those who don't know. They're balance testing it, so it's not for sure going through yet. But they're thinking about changing. So the auto turret, I think, is like 18 damage per shot, but lasts like 3 seconds longer. I think it's the same overall DPS, but the difference is now it would take 3 shots to kill a worker instead of 2. Because right now, watching that thing kill probes like that is crazy.
It is, but it also would have denied mining still like a lot longer with that new change. Like, it would have been damage. I wonder if it was worth the Raven. Zest also was like very on top of the idea that GuMiho could have dropped. Like, he pulled his Phoenixes back, so that might have been GuMiho's chance to get another drop in. So he actually split up his Phoenixes, 2 to kill the Raven, 3 to search for other drops. And maybe coming in is pretty cool. Whereas GuMiho is just staying at home, waiting for his upgrades to finish. And Zest is was actually going to try and take advantage of that, but his army's not big enough, and it doesn't have +1 or resonating glaives. He's actually just going to tap out.
GG. Okay, GuMiho takes the series in game number 4. Feels weird saying game number 4.
Yeah, right?
Also, double-sided tape is worthless. Squirtle, will you just stay on the box? I'm trying to show you off to the world. This is my Squirtle that dear Nadia gave me, and it's my favorite Squirtle of all time. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite Squirtle on the Citadel.
My favorite Squirtle never won a GSL.
Okay, well, that's gonna be it for the series. We'll start going into the semifinals here now, I guess, with Ryung versus GuMiho and Patience versus Hurricane. I'm not sure what comes up first, but like I said, I wanted to show you guys the shirt real quick, so I'm gonna grab some of the photographs that I was sent. Open link in new tab.
Photosynthesis.
I don't remember. Did I show you these yet or no? I'll send you a link. The shirts. I'll send you a link.
Oh, the new ones? Oh.
But yeah, so here's the jersey from the front, guys. Here's the jersey from the back. Looking for team. I think it came out looking pretty good. They kind of messed up the stripe again just a little bit, if we're going to be honest, but not enough for me to really care. But yeah, it's just a super basic design, and I think it looks really clean, and I hope it looks good on Buell, is what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's true. That's the most important.
Well, we're going to go to commercial break before we get into this first semifinals match. So sit tight, folks, and we'll be back with... do we know which one's first, actually?
Oh, Hurricane versus Patience. Everyone's
in the log. PvP when we get back.